Task 1 questions present data in various forms. 4 forms that you may come across in your IELTS exam are graphs, tables, charts, and diagrams. The first step in interpreting forms is being able to differentiate between a source and a trend. A data source refers to the entire piece of data, that is the graph, table, chart, diagram. And a trend refers to a single changing item within the data source. Let us understand with an example. The form given here is a line graph depicting 3 trends. All forms of task 1 can be broken down into minor and minute details. Broad details are those which cover all parts of the data source. In the example above, the broad details would be overall regional household recycling rates in the UK, France, and Germany. The minor details describe the smaller portions that make up the broad details. For example, a single trend within a data source is often made up of several minor trends. And the minute details refer to specific points of reference within a data source. For example, numbers that add up if they are significant. Your first step when responding to task 1 is mentally breaking down the data and classifying it into these 3 categories. Do not start writing your response until you have carried these essential steps out. After recognizing the minor, broad, and minute details, make sure that you present the data in the following manner. You should write minute details to emphasize the most important points amongst your minor details. Writing in this way will help you compose task 1 in a much more fluent manner. Here is the structure for a task 1 response. An introduction sentence describing what data is presented, and a broad sentence explaining the overall trend. Sentences explaining minor details with optional minute details. A sentence that provides the reader with a feeling of conclusion, which can be a final minor or minute detail presented in the task 1 data. Here is a sample response that you can see based on the graph presented.